Just got back from watching Civil War last night, and holy crap. Um, this movie is something I was not expecting to be as good as it was. I haven't had a viewing experience like this since Godzilla Minus One. Had no idea what to expect. When I saw the trailer first for this movie, I wasn't going to watch it, I wasn't going to support it. It looked like the typical government kind of stuff and the whole propaganda thing and a lot of government courtroom meetings and having the military stuff kind of on the side. That's what I thought the movie was going to be. Um, and then I saw some reviews saying the movie takes more of a story approach and you're following the journalist and there's not really any government stuff, thank God. And you're really following Kirsten Dunst and the people that are with her throughout this whole movie. And you're on a road trip, basically. I forget where they start off at, and you're driving 500 miles to go to Washington, and they just, you know, come along these obstacles in the way. And I think they handled this movie so goddamn good, where to the point where if you gave this to another director or producer, I don't think they would have pulled it off as good as Alex Garland did, if I pronounced that name properly. If I didn't, I apologize. But you can tell the money is there, the budget is there. It is kind of scary how real this movie was, and not just in a typical way, but just how loud everything was and the sense of danger you had for the characters. Like when people get killed in this movie, you really, really feel the impact of it. And it's just something about the weapons and the guns and the ammunition and the quality that makes it so immersive and so real. Not real in a bad way, not real like you think this Civil War is going to happen soon. It's just how they produce the movie that feels so real, if you know what I mean. So that in itself is a huge achievement. The acting is phenomenal from everybody. I didn't like Kirsten Dunst's like character near the beginning. She kind of grew on me. She gets more nice. She's not as big of a bitch as the movie ends. She does have some really good emotional moments with the little girl and their chemistry together and their character arcs between each other. Really, really good storytelling. And this movie kind of does something I haven't really seen as to when they're in the middle of the war and all this fucked up shit's going on. People getting bullets taken out of them because they're trying to save their soldiers. People getting killed, explosions, bodies hanging, everything you can think of. And they'll they'll stop the gunshots and the violence just so the photographer can take the picture and capture the violence. And it makes the movie so much more immersive. I thought it was a really good cinematography technique from just whipping out the camera and getting all these really, really cool photos that really feel real in black and white. And they have just a really big impact. And it kind of took me back to like the World War II days and just appreciated these people a lot more because of the amount of danger that they put themselves in. Because at the end of the day, it's their job and that's what they want to do. And you're like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, you cannot pay me to do this. You could not give me $1 million to do this. So you really feel the sense of danger, and you really feel like, wow, they're really taking a big risk here, just stepping in the middle of the battlefield. Especially the little girl, she gets a lot more comfortable and takes some really good pictures. I think there's one point in the movie where they don't really say it, but I feel like Kirsten Dunst was kind of getting a bit like jealous because she was having these like PTSD moments, and this girl is getting all of the fucking best pictures. They don't really say it, but you can kind of see it in her face. Another thing I think the movie did amazingly at was the execution of just the pacing of the movie and how important it is. It's an hour and 40 minutes. The first scene, you get fucking thrown right into it. It's the president talking, and you go to think, oh, okay, this is another typical movie. But in the first 20 minutes, I could see what they were going for and how it was going to turn my expectations around and how unpredictable it was. And from the first act to the very end of the movie, it is such an easy, even though it's very violent, it's very horrific, it's disturbing, it is such an easy, it's an easy watch, and the pacing is really good. It's constantly engaging. Your scenes like range from just people talking, really good dialogue, so I don't have a problem. And coming from a movie like this, I wasn't expecting to be as interested in the dialogue as I was. And then it will switch to more attacks and explosions and gunfights and all that. And then you get a good 5-minute montage of no talking, just silence, and it's all of the like some situations that are happening, and it'll show all of the characters' faces and their reactions with music playing over it, of course, but like no dialogue. And they kind of do that throughout the movie. They kind of like keep doing that rotation of all those three things, and it kind of becomes like a standard thing in the movie. And it was really cool because that section really broke up the violence and everything, and it was just nice. It really sucked you in. And then we go back to the talking scenes, and then we go back to the violence, and then you might have a little montage. So every scene has a nice variety. Like every act has like a nice variety of scenes to offer that make it super engaging. And I didn't think this movie was going to be following it from the journalist's point of view. And yet again, that is something that hasn't really been done before, and if it has, it was not on this level. I think that was like the best part of the movie, because you just don't think of it. You think of the paparazzi and how annoying they are, and you want them to leave your favorite celebrity alone. And then you kind of watch, even though this is kind of different than the paparazzi, and you kind of watch how they do it in this movie. And like I said before, you just feel the sense of danger they're putting themselves in, so you're kind of on board with it. And it just gets crazier and crazier as the movie progresses. Overall, I have no complaints. Perfect character development, great writing, great emotional moments, great action sequences, top-notch sound quality, top-notch cinematography. This is everything you could ask for in a movie. And even though it is called Civil War, don't go into this thinking it's just going to be another military army movie. It is not anything like that. It is completely different. I think A24 really fucking did a terrific job. And other than Hereditary, I'd say this is my favorite. I think this might even have a bit more rewatchability just because of how grounded and real it is. This is definitely Men, even though the second time I watched it, I didn't like it as much. But Men, Hereditary, and this, whew, I think this is going to be in the number one spot. I might have to knock Hereditary down to the second spot. I can't wait to... I'm buying this on 4K when it comes out. Hopefully it does get a 4K release. I just want to give you guys a heads up that you should go see this if you want something different. And even if you're not into, disturbing content, there's a lot more you can take away from this movie. I think it's going to be really hard to top for A24 because they've had a lot of snoozers lately. But this is definitely my favorite out of all their movies so far. I can't wait to see what they do next. See if that surprises me. Dream Scenario is another one that I really enjoyed, actually. I forgot about that. I think I would put that over Men, actually. And this movie is really a technical achievement. Don't get me wrong, fucking, you got Dune still in the movie theaters. I haven't even seen that, but like, I seen the first one, so like, I know that movie's gonna be fucking bonkers and just beautiful in its cinematography. But this just is something different. They got a lot of money for this. It really showed. I feel like they put so much love and care into the actual story and the characters first. And that's why we watch movies at the end of the day. And they did a really good job of just not important. Most importantly, I forgot to say before I end this, nothing is shoved in your face, down your throat. There's nothing about this movie that like you think, oh, this could happen today. It's just, it just feels like a movie, and they weren't trying to throw any agenda at us. Really, really appreciate that. Made me like it even more. And they don't really go into how the war started. But they kind of explain why they're doing it in a way, but not 100%. And then you're kind of just following the journalists. So you're kind of like, why is this war happening? And you kind of get the answer and you kind of don't, but it's a nice little mystery that keeps you engaged throughout the movie. Overall, I would give Civil War a 10 out of 10. This is probably my favorite movie of the year so far. I know there was another movie I did see this year that was up there. I can't remember what it was, but it's kind of pissing me off. But this is definitely in my number one spot right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I plan on watching Dune 2 tonight, so hopefully my review will be out for that tomorrow if I don't fall asleep. Alright guys, peace out.